Hello everyone, I'm back in the States now. So sad to have left. But this week I thought I would show you how to make any ordinary tomato sauce that you get at the store and turn it into something delicious to put on noodles. And I'm going to show you a vegetarian version, but if you eat meat, then you can just add in really any kind of meat that you want and make sure that it's cooked all the way through. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so here I thought I would show you how to do some cutting. I've already cut some peppers. Pretty simple. Once you've got the pepper chunks off of the seeds, you just cut like this. Now if you wanted it shorter or smaller pieces, you just cut it again like that. See? This is pretty common size for most pastas. I like mine though a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna leave it like that. All right, now for an onion, you want to cut it in half from the whole. Just a second. See, if you have a whole onion, you want to cut it in half, and then you want to cut off this end, where this would be the bottom of the onion, right? So then you're left with the top, and we're just gonna cut not all the way into the top, but enough so that's all held together, but there are strips cut into it, right? And then you just cut off the top. And see, we've got these nice strips of onion. And lastly here, I've got a mushroom, just any mushroom. I took off the stem. You can cook with the stem. They just are a little bit woody, and so I prefer not to have them, right? We're just going to cut off these nice little coins, these nice little circles. Yep. And this is just enough for me personally. I'm just making a one person, but I would suggest if you have even just one other person, I'd use a whole pepper and maybe 4 or 5 mushrooms and then an onion, or even two onions this size. All right, so let's get started. All right, so now I've got my frying pan. I've put in some oil. Put in just a little bit more. You want enough to cover the entire bottom, right? And we're gonna let it get a little bit warm here. First, I put in peppers normally. The skin of a pepper is a little hard, so it takes a little bit longer for it to break down. And I've had this at about medium heat. Medium heat will let it cook. There's a saying that I like: low and slow. We don't want to get them too hot too fast, because then they'll start to burn rather than caramelize. And caramelizing is what we want. We want those sugars to really be taken out. So have all these peppers in. And then an important thing is salt. So what salt does is it will extract. Salt will extract the water. It'll help take out the water in the vegetables. So that'll help all of this get going a little bit faster. Yes. And in a little bit, I will add the onions and then the mushrooms, but you'll see. All right, so now these peppers have been going for a little bit, and I'm going to throw in the onion. You want to make sure that you break it up. It'll help just the cooking process go a little bit quicker. And we need a little bit more salt. And really, the mushrooms should go in closer to as whenever you want. They'll cook pretty quickly, especially if you cut them as thin as I did. But the thicker chunks, of course, you can put in. I'm gonna throw them in now. It's not really gonna matter that much. All right. I'll check it back in with you when this is all ready to be made tomato sauce. Alright, so now I've got all this done. There's some nice caramelization going on. Everything has been cooked properly. And now we're just gonna add our tomato sauce, right? So we're just gonna add a bit. If it's a little bit too thick, you can add a little bit of water. If it's too thin, you just cook it down. So now we've got all this tomato sauce. And here we're just gonna give it a stir. This is the right consistency for me. This is what I want for my food tonight. I'm gonna be making a sandwich out of this. But you can put this on pasta now. It's almost done. The only thing that I would suggest you add, let it cook for a little bit, and then I like to put basil on it, okay? So I'm gonna just put a healthy portion of basil in. We're just gonna do a stir. You can use oregano, you can use really any like Italian pizza spice would go really, really good in this. Sage even, but so here we are. Nice. All right, I'm gonna give it a taste. It's just simmering off at the very end. Here I have some onion and some of the sauce. Scrumptious. See you later.